you lovely lot. Today I want to make a comparison between regular acrylic paints and etching inks on the Gelli plate, because there's with both there's pros and cons, and I just like to show you the results, which are hilariously different. So today we need the Gelli plate, of course. I've got papers. This is a watercolor paper from a dollar store. In Germany it's like Mac Guides. And this is the Fabriano paper. It's a printing paper, so that's quite a good quality, but it is quite rough, so I don't know, we'll see. And we have the paints, of course, the acrylic paints, Quinacridone Nickelazo Gold by Golden, which is my all-time favorite color. We have Cerulean Blue by Lukas, and Iron Oxide Black and Beige, both by Lukas, which is a German brand. And then we have the etching inks by a company called Charbonnel, and I heard they're very good. I haven't used them yet. Usually I use the Aqua, but I'll try them. I take a different brayer for the acrylic paint and the etching inks. Then we have printing stuff like this foamy thingy. This is a bone. It's actually a real bone, but I'll just pretend it's an artificial bone, and makes nice marks. I have roses made of the textile roses, and they leave quite a good impression. It's amazing, actually. You couldn't do that with a real rose. And then I have one stencil which I want to try.
I start with the black acrylic, brayer it out evenly. I press the roses in the color. You have to wiggle them a little bit back and forth to make a good impression on the sides. Press my bone in. And the foamy thingy. I take a torn paper, a leftover paper, because it's just the first test. The leftovers of the acrylic paint on the Gelli plate can be picked up with a contrasting acrylic color. This is what we call the ghost print. So I roll the beige out evenly, making sure it's not too thick, because if it's too thick it wouldn't pick up the whole leftover color. You have to be quick because acrylic dries fast. Put the paper on, and then it's a good idea to leave it on for at least 5 minutes or so. So for comparison, now I'm taking the black etching ink. I'm not rolling it out directly on the Gelli plate, because this time I want a very thin layer, and the etching ink is very tacky, so yeah, you just have to transfer it for a few times before it's evenly rolled out. What I really like about the etching prints is that you just can take your time, because it basically never dries on a Gelli plate. It never dries on plexi. It just dries by absorption through the paper, and not like acrylics through air. With the etching ink you cannot print a ghost print. The paper always picks up mostly all of the color. This is the etching ink again. This time I'm rolling it out directly on the jelly plate because I want quite a thick layer. You can clean the jelly plate quite well with baby wipes. So now I am using the raw sienna etching ink, and now I have a very interesting effect because when I press the roses in, they are still in black color, covered in black color, which was also the etching ink. And because the etching ink dries so slowly, the remaining black ink mixes with the other colors, which is a great effect. And I'm trying out the stencil and the grass with the roots. Look at that, isn't that great? So defined and delicate. This time there actually was a little bit of the etching color left on the plate, and now I'm picking it up with acrylic paint. I'm using the golden Quinacridone Nickelazo Gold, which is such a nice color, and see what we get. So I have tons of prints now, which I'm gonna show you now. What you saying? Okay, I'll get on with it. So here are the results of this comparison. As you probably guessed, I like the etching ink prints the most, being so delicate and having all these fine textures. That inspires me more to work them out with the colored pencils, which I'm doing in upcoming part 2 of this video. And some are just okay and nice, maybe as a background for something else. I am pleasantly surprised how the etching ink works together with the acrylic inks. Didn't expect that. As for the paper, I think it doesn't matter if you use the Fabriano or any other expensive printing paper or the cheap watercolor paper. It basically reacted really well, both of them. I guess you would have to have at least 150 GSM. You can clean the etching inks off your objects and your other materials with soap and water, or maybe even dishwashing soap and water, and it's okay, it just takes a while until the tacky stuff is gone. Watch part 2 of this video, where you can see even more comparison between acrylics and etching inks, and how I work out these prints to become this beautiful. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And watch part 2 and leave nice comments or any questions you have. I'll answer them happily. See ya!